Welcome in, everyone. I'm Renee, the visionary here at the Phoenix Uprising. The universe engages with each of us in a multitude of ways, and it's no coincidence that this particular reading has crossed your path at this pivotal point in your journey. In this video, I will share with you insights that Source has provided to me for your encouragement, your support, and your highest good. It is my intention to help others like yourself unlock, strengthen, and use the innate spiritual gifts residing within each of you. Throughout this video, you will see intuitively selected images that I've chosen meant to reflect the current energy and help you tap into your own intuition. This is a general collective reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest for others. We each see through our own perspective lens based on our personal level of growth, our current situation, as well as our own past experiences. I am simply a vessel that's willing to pass on messages from Source and to offer wisdom that I have collected along my journey, which may be helpful to some of you. Please note that I am not a medical professional, and these readings are meant solely for your enjoyment. I'm going to start the reading by clearing the space of any residual energy. You will hear a series of 3 chimes starting now. Next, I'm going to light my candle of intention, and if you have a candle close by, you can go ahead and light yours and set your focus for the reading. If you have any specific questions for Source, I encourage you to ask those questions now. Let's begin. Well, friends, I'll start out by saying for this reading that I was hit with a barrage of interruptions when I started recording. You guys know that Source seems to want to start with challenges for this channel. Often. Not always, but often. I heard thief, low self-esteem, lack mentality, choice overload. Maybe you felt a little scatterbrained, or like the minute you finally sit down to do something, inevitably you will be interrupted. As though there's forces out there that don't want you to get with it, get with doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's for somebody. Knight of Pentacles. Well, the Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady energy, hard worker, practical, reliable. I'm hearing 4 of Cups. You could be stuck in an emotional rut. Maybe you've lost your motivation or your passion, or maybe you're just bored with the status quo. I feel like you need to reevaluate your perspective or reevaluate those in your surroundings. Maybe you've been feeling out of place. Possibly you're feeling spiritually out of place. Those that are surrounding you or your surroundings no longer line up with the person that you're trying to be. I'm hearing 3 of Swords. You could have recently suffered a heartbreak or a loss, some sort of grief. I feel like you've been working through that, though. Pain, unfortunately, is a part of life and the growth cycles. Spirit animals, river otter. River otters are curious creatures. They save special rocks in a pouch that they use when they're eating. And they're quite selective about these rocks as well. They're excellent divers. Maybe you're being encouraged to take a deep dive or dig deep into your energy reserves. I feel like you've been doing that. I'm hearing hummingbird. Hummingbirds are unique in that they can fly upside down and backwards. They also migrate, but they do it alone. I feel like you have a great deal of mental agility, like the hummingbird is a very agile creature. Press for peace. You belong here, and follow that dream. I think you're having trouble with feeling like you belong in the situation that you're in. The sky's the limit. I feel like the universe is ready to open the heavens to you. You have to ask and believe. You have to believe that you're worthy of what you're asking for, because you are. With this low self-esteem, I'm not sure that you feel that way. Self-reflection. Reflection that brings a deep understanding to the past. That's where true healing begins. Feather in the breeze. You're freeing yourself in some way. Gratitude. The universe rewards gratitude with more reasons to be thankful, right? And I feel like no matter how dire the circumstances may be, we can always find something to be grateful for. The amount of gratitude that we show, especially when things are not going the way that we would like for them to, indicates to Source your level of growth and what you can handle. This Three of Swords indicates that you've been given your fair share of grief and heartbreak and loss, perhaps significant loss. And I feel like that's why we're seeing the Four of Cups with the lack of motivation, lack of passion. The universe wants to elevate you. Like the hummingbird, you are meant for more. And often that requires more from you. It requires more dedication. It requires more boundaries. And it often requires us to go through more than our fair share of grief and loss. Is that fair? It surely doesn't seem like it, does it? But I feel like you're being prepared in some way to be able to connect with others through grief, or to help others through their grief. It's much easier to empathize if you've been through something, right? Empathy. We have to learn to have peace even in times of trouble, even in times of loss and heartache. And it's not easy. It's not easy. We have to let go of the outcome. Source will always reveal why we had to go through a thing, why things had to be so hard. We don't understand these things at the time. That's what the need for this self-reflection is for. This gives you a deeper understanding of not only the past, but how that past will also be relevant to your future endeavors in some way. I feel like you certainly have a dream that you have either been pushing down or putting on the back burner because you're trying to process this grief or this loss. You're still processing. Sometimes when we go through a period of grief, it can have an effect on our self-esteem. It can throw us into a lack mentality. Perhaps you're grieving a part of yourself that you had to release, or you're being called to release a part of yourself that's going to be hard for you to let go of. In order for you to follow this dream and press for peace, right? Your ultimate goal seems to be peace and stability with this Knight of Pentacles. That's a stable energy. That's exactly where you belong. You belong in this stable, peaceful environment, and that is the direction that you're moving slowly, right? The Knight of Pentacles is earth energy. That's very slow moving, but stable energy. Stability usually doesn't come from things that are attained in a quick manner, right? It takes time to build stability, building and repairing your credit, right? Multiple small income streams. I feel like if those are not in your energy already, they're going to be. And that actually could cause a little bit of choice overload. I feel like that's where that's coming in. And if you're investing in a lot of small projects, that can create choice overload. Having too many good choices can steal your joy also. If you feel like you're spreading yourself too thin, or you're spinning too many plates because maybe you feel behind in life in some way, like something has to happen soon or it's not going to happen because of your age, or maybe you spent the majority of your life taking care of others and sort of neglecting yourself. And you feeling this sense of urgency that may or may not actually be relevant. Fear is the root of lack mentality, right? When we get in our heads and we start overthinking and comparing ourselves to other people and their situations, that can make us feel low about ourselves. That can make us feel behind. That can make us feel overloaded with choices, as though something has to happen soon. We have to see tangible things that let us know that things are moving, right? We want results. As far as timing for a breakthrough here, I feel like it's going to be the next major holiday. I feel like you're going to see some forward movement close to the next major holiday. And of course, that will depend on when you're watching this. The things that are within your reach, the sky's the limit. I mean, the universe is ready to give you what you want, but you have to ask and believe that you're ready to receive it, or you have to prepare yourself to receive it, especially if it's a big dream that you have, which I feel like it is. We go through things, we navigate through things that ultimately will bring us to the next level up, but we can't skip those parts as much as we would like to. Being so focused on the result can often lead to delays because you're missing things as they're coming at you. There's a lot of chaotic energy around you. That's what I feel. A lot of things that are trying to distract you from your path. Back to the thief, maybe just trying to rob you of your peace and your joy. I'm not sure if it's the people around you, the environment that you're in, a work environment, or perhaps you're just letting chaos run free in your own mind. You're just overthinking, overanalyzing. That can certainly be a thief of joy. I'm hearing peppermint. Peppermint can aid with digestive issues. Perhaps you are having some digestive issues because of the stress and the back-to-back loss or heartache or things that you've been through. I feel like the last few years haven't been easy. You're just now sort of getting through the thick of it. Even though it may not seem like it to you, I feel like the new energy is coming in, right, with the feather and the breeze, definitely. That's the sense of freedom. You are freeing yourself in some way, and the universe is right there to facilitate it. With this hummingbird and river otter energy, I feel like what those two things are really saying is that you have the mental agility to navigate what's happening around you. You have a unique ability to feel things deeply, to go into the deep dive, not only within yourself, but you also pick up on the needs of others. I feel like that's tied to your dream as well. Maybe you're a healer. Maybe you have a desire to help others get through their grief and loss or heartache. And the spiritual path of becoming a healer is not an easy road, because the spiritual path of a healer inevitably seems to take them down roads where they get hurt, they have loss, they have to learn to heal from those things so that they can help others heal. It's not simply possessing the information to help them learn, it's passing on wisdom. Wisdom typically comes from experience and being able to apply that experience in a productive way. The more gratitude that you show, the more reasons you will have to be thankful. You've been doing a lot of self-reflective work, and that has brought you to a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. As soon as you let the universe know what you want, you release the outcome of it, things will start to move forward by the next major holiday. If you're struggling with which path to choose to keep investing in the thing that brings you peace, because that's where you belong. As always, I pray for your abundance in all good things and encourage you to take the next step of your journey with confidence and a renewed sense of hope. I like to leave you with a food for thought quote of the day. And today's quote is, "Healing is a different type of pain. It's the pain of becoming aware of the power of one's strength and weakness, of one's capacity to love or do damage to oneself and to others, and of how the most challenging person to control in life is ultimately yourself." Caroline Myss. Only up from here, and together we rise.